Hello everybody and welcome to Ace Productions. Today I'm going to be buying my ticket and packing my bag because we're going to FNAF Bootleg Town. That's right. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the most horrendous, beautiful, or even downright ugly bootleg FNAF items. I'll even be showing some of my bootleg items that I've purchased and customized to look much better. So why don't we go on ahead and jump right into this with some... The first plushies I'm going to show you are the ones you would probably use as your Jeopardy answer. Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, and Chica. So why don't we go on ahead and start with... Okay, I'm sorry. My bad, guys. Why don't we just go on ahead and move on to... I'm gonna go ahead and give credit where credit is due. This plushie isn't actually half bad. The majority of it looks pretty good, but the eye patch is pretty far off to the side. Like, it's missing the eye entirely. But other than the entirely useless eye patch, this isn't half bad. Let's move on to... I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've never really liked even the official Bonnie plushie. I'm not really sure what it is, but there's always been something about it that I just wasn't a huge fan of. Which is unfortunate, because Bonnie is one of my favorite characters. And designs. It makes even more salt onto the wound when everybody else thought he looked completely normal. I'm not really sure what my issue is. Overall, this plushie looks fundamentally pretty similar to Freddy. The body is shaped the same way, it's very chunky, and the eyes are too small. I also feel like the cheeks are way too flush on this one. Also, he's way too purple. I know that most Bonnie merchandise is purple, even though he's supposed to be blue, but I think this one is just a tad much for me. I'd rather have been a bit of a darker purple or a calmer purple, or closer to a blue rather than what he's got now. I also feel like his bow tie is a tad too large. Some of the colors on this and some of the sizes on this is what really messes it up. If they were a bit better, this wouldn't be half bad. Why don't we go on ahead and move on to... This isn't the greatest plush. I don't really know why... What was that? This is the... What does the bootleg look like then? What the... This has got to be one of the worst plushies I've ever seen in my life. This is so horrendous, this bootleg. The eyes are completely wrong. They're entirely different from every other plushie we've seen. They're almost entirely black with a completely different texture and maybe a slight brown ring around it, which makes it slightly better, but honestly it's just really bad. Also, her eyebrows are way too small and close together. They're also angled down the wrong way. Also, I'd like to mention the tuffets of hair on her head. There's supposed to be 4 of them, and they're supposed to be flat and going in different directions. For some reason, these look more like ears. I think the bootleggers didn't know what Chica looked like when they were designing her. Next, I'd like to mention her bib. It's really bad. It's a piece of fabric with the words "Let's Eat" printed onto it, and it doesn't even have sprinkles. Also, the bib is poorly added on when it's meant to be tied around her neck. For some reason, they didn't even sew it on. I would like to appreciate the cupcake plushie they added though. The official one didn't do that. I do find quite a few issues with this cupcake as well though. Again with the eyes here, they just couldn't get it right on any of them. The cupcake doesn't match the eyes from the previous plushies or this one. Also, its body shape is really odd. It's also missing the stripes on its candle, and it doesn't even have a flame to represent that the cupcake is lit. Another thing I'd like to mention about this plush are the feet and hands of Miss Chica here. For some reason they're pink. I don't really know why they made this decision, and I'm not very happy about it, but I guess we should just go on ahead and move on from whatever this was. On a much brighter note, there are some much better plushies coming up. They've got Spring Bonnie and Withered Bonnie that I'd like to mention. These are some of my favorite characters from the Five Nights at Freddy's series, and I'm really happy that they made them. Also, I'd just like to mention real quick how absolutely stunning these plushies are. For bootlegs, they're really amazing. I mean, you're gonna see in just a second how cool they are. I really appreciate them having made these. I think we should probably go ahead and jump in with I think this is a really good plushie. It's got quite a few issues though. You can see that they made one foot gray to match the fact that he's got an endoskeleton foot hanging out, which is good and accurate, but it is missing a gray hand. You can't really see it in this picture, but the other side had a purple hand when I got it. Also, I feel like its arm should be a bit more in, and it should have more wires, and they should be shorter wires. I feel like his teeth are weird sizes, and his face looks a bit off. I also think that his ears are too small and close together. This is one of the custom plushies I've made, along with Spring Bonnie. I'd like to fix these things in my plushies, and I'd like to think that I did. So why don't we go on ahead and show you my new custom. This is my custom Withered Bonnie. I think I did rather good on this. You can see that he's got a better face with bigger eyes. His teeth are a better shape. His ears are bigger and more spread apart. And he's got more wires and they're shorter. I also brought in his arm a little bit. You can see here I didn't quite get to make the hand a gray color. That's because I never got around to it. I wish I could have, but I didn't quite. There are some things about this custom that I'd like to fix at some point, but other than that, I'm overall pretty happy with him. I've updated him quite a bit since I last took this picture, so I'll show you a new picture at the end of the video. I think overall that this is one of my better plushie customs, but you'll have to tell me in the comments whether or not it's true. Why don't we go on ahead and move on to this is one of the best bootleg plushies I've ever seen in my life. This is X Smart Global's Spring Bonnie plushie. This plushie has very few issues. You can see in this photo that it looks very good. This isn't quite the actual photo of one of the plushies. I think they took a photo of an official plushie and edited it a little bit, or they took a picture of one of their better plushies from the line and sent it off, because the plushie I got wasn't quite so good. But I think it was overall still pretty nice and could be something somebody would use in their collection straight out the package. I wanted to change his ears to have bendy wires because I thought that would make a nice addition. I'd like to make his nose brown. I'd like to give him some better rings around his eyes and fix his eyelashes up a bit and fix his buttons. Which is what I think I did exactly here. You can see that I fixed his nose. It's now brown and a tad bigger. I also put rings around his eyes, which I think was the better decision, and I gave him eyelashes. He looks a bit concerned for some reason, but overall I think it's pretty good. I also gave bendy wire in the ears, as you can see, and not only did I make his buttons the correct color, I also made them 3D, which I think is another solid addition. Overall, I think I did much better with this plushie than what it was originally, but it could have been maybe a bit better overall. This isn't my favorite out of all the custom things I've made, but I'm pretty happy with it. Now, this is my first video that I'm going to be posting to this channel, so I would like to tell you all a little bit about this channel before I go. I'm going to be making many things, likely some cosplay, more plushie designs, possibly custom figures, and different fandoms. This won't be purely a Five Nights at Freddy's channel. I'm going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, Spider-Man, Sonic, Batman, and many other topics. I hope you all find interest in them, and I hope you enjoy them. Overall, this has been Ace Productions, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and you'll come back for another one. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!